G'day legends, it's the Lurker here. Hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to another Mental Health Awareness Monday, where I'll be going through 3 tips and tricks to help cope with anxiety and depression. I'll also be announcing the winner of the $1,000 giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned to the end for that one. Coming right up. Back to the channel, legends. Going to be going through another Mental Health Awareness Monday. I've got my 3 tips and tricks ready for you guys, as well as some articles for the science and medical side of it behind them. I'm really excited for this one, so let's go through it. My first tip to you guys, as you might be able to see, is diet for your mental health. So your diet is really important. Think of it like a car. If you had a really expensive car, you wouldn't put in the cheapest fuel, would you? No, you'd put in the best fuel because you know it's going to perform better with that better fuel. It's the same for your brain, guys. The better fuel you're eating and giving your body, the better you're going to perform and the better your brain's going to work. So, really important tip, and let's go through the science behind it now. So, there is research to suggest that what we eat may affect not only our physical health, but also our mental and well-being. Eating well, i.e. a well-balanced diet, rich in vegetables and nutrients, may be associated with feelings of well-being. One 2014 study found high levels of well-being were reported by individuals who ate more fruit and vegetables. A recent study found that a Mediterranean-style diet, a diet high in vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, beans, cereals, grains, fish, and unsaturated fats such as olive oil, supplemented with fish oil, led to a reduction in depression among participants which was sustained 6 months after the intervention. The importance of good nutrition intake at an early age is explored in multiple studies, including systematic review in 2014, which found that a poor diet with high levels of saturated fat, refined carbohydrates, and processed food products is linked to poorer mental health in children and adolescents. So from that, straight away we can take that a good diet, studies show, helps mental health, a poor diet deteriorates it. However, there are a range of inequities that can contribute to the development of mental health problems, and how these factors interact with each other to affect mental health can be complex. Factors such as poorer physical health and living in poverty or deprived communities have been found to be associated with poorer mental health and well-being. Both these inequity factors have also been shown to have a complex relationship with poor nutrition. Experience of mental health problem may also be associated with poorer diet and physical health. There have been efforts to close the mortality gap for people with severe mental health problems, who on average tend to die 10 to 25 years earlier than the general population. A number of factors may contribute to this premature mortality, including dietary and nutritional factors, among other things. Poor nutrition can lead to physical health problems such as obesity, though there are a number of demographic variables that could affect the direction and or strength of the association with mental health, including severity of obesity, socioeconomic status, and level of education, gender, age, and ethnicity. The relationship between obesity and mental health problems is complex. Results from a 2010 systematic review found two-way associations between depression and obesity, finding that people who were obese had a 55% increased risk of developing depression over time, whereas people experiencing depression had a 58% increased risk of becoming obese. So it's sort of like a catch-22, guys. If you're going to be obese, you're more than likely to get depressed. If you're depressed, you're more than likely to get obese. So that's also to do with your image and your confidence. Obviously, the more confidence and the better your image of yourself is, the less likely you are to get depression and anxiety. So that's why the diet is another reason I've got this on this list, as well as you're going to perform better as well. So while a healthy diet can help recovery, it should sit alongside other treatments recommended by your doctor. So I think that's a really good article, guys. It's by mentalhealth.org.uk. Updated October 2018, so it is very up to date. So I think there's a lot of good things to take from that article, and diet is the first tip for this week. So we'll move on to tip number 2, following on from that, which is exercise. So on the health train here, obviously, same thing, image, better performance. The better your body is, the better you're performing, the more confident you're going to be, the more outgoing you're going to be. You'll get out of the house more, obviously, which will improve your confidence. You'll make more friends, which will improve your confidence. You'll just look better in general, which will improve your confidence. You'll have more energy. You'll take out your stress. It is just a fantastic thing to do all around for your mental health and well-being. So this comes from healthdirect.gov.au, an Australian website, and it's called Exercise and Mental Health. It's a 3-minute read. So exercise has many benefits, not only for your physical health, but also for your mental health. In your brain, exercise stimulates chemicals that improve your mood and parts of the brain that are responsible for memory and learning. That's another important thing I didn't even think about, guys. The dopamine that gets released in your body obviously improves your mood and less likely to get depression and anxiety as well. So another good reason to exercise. Benefits of exercise. Exercise can make you feel better even if you're feeling okay. It can reduce the risks of illness like heart and lung disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease. Exercise helps people recover from a stroke and many other illnesses or conditions. Exercise also helps you to lose weight if you want to, which is good for your health overall and might be good for your self-esteem, which is what I was saying earlier. Mental health benefits of exercise. Exercise makes you feel good because it releases chemicals like endorphins and serotonin that improve your mood. It can also get you out in the world, help to reduce any feelings of loneliness and isolation, and put you in touch with other people. If you exercise regularly, it can reduce your stress and symptoms of mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, and help with recovery from mental health issues. Exercise also helps improve your sleep, which is important in many different ways. We touched on that last week. If you haven't checked out last week's video, I did talk about why sleep is really important for your mental health. So that whole thing's touching on pretty much what I've already said. So exercise in the mind. Exercise pumps blood to the brain, which should make you think more clearly. It increases the size of your hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory. It also increases the connections between nerve cells in the brain. This improves your memory and helps protect your brain against injury and disease. So really good things there, guys. Australian government guidelines recommend you do at least 30 minutes, this is how much exercise you need, of moderate to intensive physical activity on most or all days of the week. I do 6 days a week. I think anywhere from 3 to 4 days a week is good, guys, if you can fit that in. I'd certainly be trying to. So you can make up 30 minutes over the day by combining 10 to 15 minute shorter sessions. Practicing mindfulness while doing exercise also reduces your stress and improves your mental health. If money is a worry, think about local centres, community centres, which often have affordable exercise groups, and if you have private health insurance, you may be able to get help for gym membership as part of a mental health care plan. Or you can just go for a run, guys. Go for a walk. Go to the park and do some push-ups. A lot of parks these days have gym setups there as well, which are pretty cool, so go do that. That's absolutely free. You may struggle finding motivation or staying motivated for exercise. Think about ways you can exercise can make exercise part of your daily routine and lifestyle. Choose something you enjoy, that's really important, and ask your friends and family to help motivate you and keep you on track. If you own a dog, take them for walks in your local area. Combine your exercise routine with a healthy diet, which is what we were just talking about before, to boost your motivation and energy for exercise. So all really good points there, guys. I think that's really important to do. Make it part of your daily routine, find something you enjoy, and you'll continue to do it. It has, as we've seen, umpteen amount of benefits. It's really going to benefit your mental health as well as every other bit of well-being you have. It's fun, it'll make you more confident, so something I highly suggest is to exercise. Moving on to tip 3, and something that was really hard for me to do and is really important if you do want to help control your anxiety levels especially, which will lead to your levels of depression. So how to stop worrying about things you can't control. That's a big one for me. If it's outside of your control, guys, there's no point wasting energy in worrying about it because there's nothing you can do about it. If you can control it, great. Put some energy into making it, deciding the outcome. You have the power to do that. But if it's not, you don't have the power to do anything about it. So there's no point wasting your time and energy getting anxious and stressed about it, because it's just going to lead to depression. But let's get into this article I thought was really good from personalexcellence.co by a person called Celestine Chua. We'll read this. I think it's a really good article. So how can one not worry so much about things that he or she cannot control, Caddy? Hey Caddy, the reason why people worry is because A, they have no control over the situation. That's me down to a T. I don't know about you guys. Comment down below if that's something that you do. Worrying is their way of coping and gaining control over the situation, even if they aren't. If they have complete control over a situation, they would never be worrying about it to begin with. So now you know, whenever you see people worrying, it's because they are trying to cope with a situation they feel powerless over. Does that sound pretty familiar to some of you guys out there? I know it does to me. I certainly get really worried about things that are outside of my control, or I used to. It's taken me a long time to learn how to deal with that, and something that you should definitely put a lot of time and energy into. We'll continue with the article. The problem is that worrying doesn't actually solve anything. It only creates a lot of negative vibes which stresses us and other people out. It is often said that 99% of things we worry about never come true. When you worry, you merely give a small thing a big shadow. It is a complete waste of energy which we can better use elsewhere. Very well put. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Irma Bombeck. That's a really good quote. So rather than worry, I recommend a 4-step approach for any stressful situation. These are really good, guys. So 1, identify the issues bothering you. Just plain worrying usually blows any issue out of proportion. Gaining clarity on the exact issues helps you nail down the core problem so you can address it. Number 2, identifying your actions to address those issues, then act on them. Taking action helps to bring control to a situation which you feel helpless over. Worrying only gives you a false sense of control and doesn't help you accomplish anything. So if you're just worrying and worrying and worrying, guys, you're not actually getting anything done. So there's no point, you're just going to get yourself further into a rut. It's like being on a treadmill. You can run on a treadmill for hours, but you won't get anywhere. It's the exact same as that. So 3, imagine the worst case scenario, then figure out your contingency plan to address that. The point of this step is to cover your bases for anything bad that happens. By identifying the worst case scenario and preparing for it, you will literally be covered for anything that will be thrown your way. That was how I allayed my stress in my previous job, which is described in The Night I Cried, which is obviously another article that she does. That's another really good one. It'll put your mind at ease if you can figure out what the worst case scenario is and how to deal with that, because then anything from there is better. So a really good tip there as well. 4, let go and let things take their course. Knowing that you have done everything you can and you are ready for the worst, even if it happens, get everything out of your head and live in your life in the present. I find that day 25, forgive someone, be a better me in 30 days program is very useful for letting go. So we might check that out in another video, guys, but another really good point there. Example of letting go of an unreasonable problem or unresolvable problem. A simple example would be a time when my website went down 2 years ago. Usually when that happens, I would get on the 24/7 online customer chat and work with the staff until the issue is resolved. The problem was that I was on a 3-day train ride from New York to Los Angeles and there was no Wi-Fi aboard and my phone had no signal too, so I couldn't connect to the internet. The only times I could get online was when the train stopped for gas and that stop had free public Wi-Fi, which was how I discovered my site was down. The next stop was 1 day away and I wasn't sure if I would have Wi-Fi. That sounds like a really stressful situation. The only thing I could think of was really, why now of all times, which is I think something we can all relate to. I know I've certainly been there, and I'm sure you all have as well. Now, issues pertaining my website tend to bother me more than other issues, as my site is my career, my livelihood, and my life all rolled into one. Every minute the site is offline, I lose revenue, visitors, and potential business and media opportunities, since no one can access my material. It's as if my life goes on a standstill. I can't sit, rest, nor do anything until I get the site back up. As I begin panicking, I decided to get a grip. So here's the thing. I thought, I'm stuck on this train for the next 2.5 days. There is no internet access on board. No one around me is able to set up a wireless hotspot. The next stop is at least half a day away. I can either not worry non-stop until I reach the next stop, or sit back and enjoy the ride for now. What's it going to be? It was clear that the latter, enjoying the ride, was the better option. Sure, the downtime was unfortunate, but there was nothing I could do about it. Not while sitting on a train with no internet access. I thought about the worst case scenario that the site would be down for the next 3 days until I reached my host place. That meant a revenue loss of X amount of dollars and lost traffic of X amount of visitors. That wasn't all that bad. I just had to earn them back through other means, maybe by working doubly hard in the next few weeks or coming up with a new product soon. With that, I sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed the rest of the ride. Then when the train stopped for fuel, I quickly hooked up my computer up to the public Wi-Fi and resolved the issue on the spot. The worst case scenario of a 3-day downtime didn't happen, it was just 18-hour downtime in the end. Not all that bad really, considering what could have happened. As for the losses, it just took it that they weren't mine to begin with. I focused on creating new ideas and new opportunities for my site, rather than getting hung up over revenue and readership that were never mine to begin with. Really good point, guys. So that's a really good story. You should be able to take a lot from that. I'm sure you can all relate a lot to it. So this is the last bit in it. Stop worrying, start living. Every time you worry, you project a future which has not occurred yet. This future, not optimistic, but pessimistic, and usually a future that was never going to occur anyway. Your projection of this pessimistic future only enforces it and creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, such that when it happens, you can seek solace in your spot-on anticipation of this nasty scenario. Then move on to worry about other things as you prepare yourself for the worst possible future. I know I can certainly relate to that. In the end, you are left with a life where worrying is modus operandi of the day. And the only reason why bad things happen is because you keep thinking they will happen. You are like a negative energy magnet that draws all the bad energy and repels all the good energy, such that good things rarely happen anymore. The reality is that you have control over the situation. You always have. You only feel helpless because you let the situation overpower you. To quote Viktor Frankl, the man who suffered 3 years of hell in Nazi concentration camps, lost his wife, mum and brother in those camps, yet still managed to arrive at the conclusion, amidst dehumanized conditions, that suffering can be meaningful. Between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor Frankl. All of us came into this world naked and will leave this world naked, so it's really silly to worry in between about things we can never take with us at our deathbeds. So why not enjoy life and make the best of every moment we were given? There's also some useful pieces for reading there. I'll leave that on the screen quickly. Just give it a pause if you want to check them out. I think this is a really useful website. So I hope you enjoyed that section of the video, guys. We're now going to move on to the giveaway section, which I'm really excited about. So I did do an update of the rules saying that it was going to go to someone in the comment section. So what I'll do is I'll check out the 3 videos I posted about it. I think it's only fair to read the comments in all 3 of those. So let's get into it. Unfortunately, it didn't get as big of a response as I would have liked. People, obviously, me being a new YouTuber, didn't think it was legit, but that's fine, guys. We'll do some more in the future. I don't think I actually got any charity ones, so I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but we'll make that this week's challenge, alright? So $100 to a charity will go to who you guys think is best. Please leave that below in the comments section, what charity you think is best for mental health, and I'll announce the winner of that charity on next week's Mental Health Awareness Monday. So the challenge in this, this was from a guy on Reddit who actually gave me the idea of changing the rule, Kazensa. Nice guy, glad to see you take this advice. It's awesome to donate to a charity. Hoping all the best, and I appreciate you taking the time. To what I was saying on Reddit, I will take any feedback, guys. The only replies from me. Unfortunately, I did ask him for a charity, but didn't get one, so nothing more from that video. So we'll go to the second one, which is a bit of a trick video. I put up a hot trending topic and just made a video about my giveaway to try and get a bit of awareness towards it. I don't know if there are any comments in that one. We'll check it out now. Alright, so that's Bizarro World, Sortabo playing baseball. I'll go check out your video. I'm already a subscriber. That's from Bizarro World, so we'll check out her comment in the other one. Liked and shared, already subscribed. Carol Morgan. Thank you, Carol Morgan. I really appreciate that. But no real reason for why she wants the money or what she would give it to. I do like this version better where my head's only on the bottom of the screen and you can't see my whole ugly melon too, and you've got other things to focus on. I think that's really good. So here was the actual video, guys, so let's check this one out. I do think there's 2 or 3 comments of people what they would do with the money, so we'll pick someone out of that to give it to, someone deserving, and hopefully make their start of 2019 a good start. So let's have a look at the comments section here, shall we? Alright, so 8 comments. So we've got first the Aussie Observer, where mate, you'll really make someone's whole month by doing that. You're a legend. I can vouch for the lurker as a mate. That is true. The Aussie Observer is a mate. So sorry, Brucey, you are out of the running for this, but you are a good guy. Thank you for the comment. I'd also like to do a shout out to a guy who I just did a video about, David Titus. He's also been really supportive of this and shared it on Twitter. So thanks for that, David. I would have liked Madam Cadaver to comment. She's been a really good supporter of mine, but unfortunately no comment in this one, but that's fine. You're such an awesome dude. If I had this money, I would give 500 to the homeless and donate 200 to the hospital. So that's a really good reason, Brock. You're definitely my number 2. You're the only number 2, but a really genuine comment, Brock, and I appreciate that. So that's a good comment, but I think the winner has to go to Bizarro World. I was really touched and really moved by her reason to want to win the money, and I think it will help her daughter out so much. So we'll read the comment here. I'm very impressed with your reasons for giving away money, as stated in your other video. I'll mention why in just a minute. The reason I'm doing it, guys, if you haven't watched the other video, I've had my own personal things with suicide. My grandmother committed suicide before I was even born. So the reason I do this is hopefully it can help someone and prevent something like that happening, and that's the reason why I do these videos. Were to win, I would use the money to help my 12-year-old daughter fulfill a dream of starting her own YouTube channel. She's been interested in this for some time now. She's had a rough year in school with bullies and started causing her to have what I call stinkin' thinkin'. It's a very funny name, which we are seeking help for now. Back to why I'm impressed. Here you are, a successful, good-looking young man. I don't know about that, but thank you so much for the compliment. I do appreciate it. That's not the reason why I'm giving it away to you, by the way. And with the world at your feet, instead of being self-serving, you're trying to help others. That's what life's all about, isn't it? Trying to help others, and once you've gotten to a point in your life, reaching back and trying to pick other people up to do the same. So may God bless you, and I know your subscribership will soar. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully it will after this. So I'd love nothing more than to help your daughter fulfill her dream. So please send me a private message, Bizarro World, with your bank account details so I can send that money over to you. It's $1,000 Australian, I believe. I think you're American, so that would be, I think, 700-800 American. We'll figure that out and I'll get that across to you straight away. I really hope this money goes well. Please let your daughter know. I would love to do a live video with her or just a chat with her that we could make a video about when the money hits, to see what she's going to do, how she's going to start this, how she's going to get the channel started, give her a bit of a plug so people can see what she's up to and hopefully get her first subscribers off to a good way and her 2019 off to a great start. Anyway, guys, that about wraps it up for this week's Mental Health Awareness Monday. Comment down below with what charity you guys would like to see the money go to for mental health, and I'll give $100 away to them next Monday. Apart from that, like, share and subscribe for more of these videos, guys. I really hope those tips helped you. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week on Mental Health Awareness Monday. Cheers.